It's currently 8:36 p.m. Throughout today, I've been working on the outlining for the bottom half of the front of the current polystyrene drawing project. Throughout the morning, first early morning, and then into the early to mid-afternoon hours, I first did these top lines for the boots I plan on doing, which is based off of an image of Timberland men's white ledge waterproof mid-hiking boots. And then I did the bottom lines for the knee pads, and then these side triangles for the knee pads. And then I started drawing the pads themselves, and by that point, it was around 1:32 p.m. And that was around the time I decided to go to bed after getting a few hours of sleep, 2 to 3 hours of sleep during the late night period. And I woke up around 7:15 p.m. at the latest, and in that time I've since finished the outlining for the knee pads, and now I just need to figure out what to do next. Dad made another nacho platter since he still had a lot of the ingredients that he got from Wegmans. The other day. So why not do another nacho platter? Use up the leftovers. Around 6:15 in the morning, I had a can of Wegmans brand New England clam chowder with my first cup of coffee. From the morning pot that Dad made today. By which he typically makes two pots. Two pots that end up being maybe 2/3 of the way full from what's possible. But those two pots in the morning are shared between me and Dad. I had my usual 2 to 3 cups of plain coffee. Roughly from 6:15 in the morning to I recall to about 9 in the morning. I had my coffee out of this cup, and then after I was finished with it, I filled it with tap water, 2 cups of tap water, 2 cups of tap water that I had both before I went to bed today, and after I woke up. Since we're heading into warmer weather, I generally don't get dry skin on my knuckles like I used to. Yeah, but I did notice I had a patch of dry skin here for some reason. Around 11:30 in the morning, I had that last leftover slice of the pizza Dad's friend Maggie shared with us. Some days ago when we last went to Salvatore's. That Dad set aside that slice for me. It turns out it's a crispy chicken, pepperoni, and bacon pizza. With that slice of pizza, I had the leftover seasoned fries. After trying to warm up the fries by toasting them, which wasn't very successful, but they were still good. They were still okay. Enjoyable. And I had some of a small handful of the sour pumpkins that Dad's mom gave us some days ago. And by that point, I was sipping the tap water. Same for when, around 1:30 p.m., I had some or all of the leftover meatloaf that at least 2 days after initially making it, on that leftover piece, he put on some beef gravy that he got from Wegmans that same day. I figured I would microwave it for a minute. By the end of that minute, the microwave was smoking a little. Or maybe more accurately to describe it, would be steaming a little. How I had the meatloaf was pretty much exactly how I microwaved it, only I didn't use that plastic lid at all while microwaving that meatloaf. I used that plastic lid essentially so I wouldn't have to wait for the meatloaf to cool. In order to bring it up a flight of stairs to hear from the kitchen area. Not that the meatloaf seemed to be overly hot from that minute I microwaved it. So I don't think that was too much. Before I went to bed today, I recall spending some time editing and uploading first the April 25 my dinner video, and then the April 26 my dinner video a few hours later. Here's where I am currently on Mergest Kingdom. I usually have most of the cells filled up on the main world with one thing or another. I'm currently finishing up the King's Barracks, and then I assume the wood-based items will disappear or turn into coins based off something that happened on Dragona, which is the first expedition that I'm currently working on here. And here's what it looks like currently. I'm currently on player level 9. After filming the parts where I filmed my dinner, I had one of the aluminum cans of Wegmans brand kombucha spritzer while watching the Vikings draft pick for round 1 of the NFL draft 2023. Both Dan and I were thinking they would pick to get a new quarterback, but they ended up picking a new wide receiver. Our second choice, or more like Dad's second choice, was a new cornerback. Apparently, the Vikings need some help with their defense. I recall at that time staying down with Dad for about 15 or so minutes.